Hey there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting. It's a beautiful sunny day, as you can probably tell. I thought we'd come out to the middle of nowhere to talk about my Mango bike, 6 months on. So, in the last 6 months, this has been my pretty much, well, only bike. I did have a very old mountain bike that's half built still, in various states of repair, long story. And so in the last 6 months, I'd say I've ridden this easily over 1,000 miles, probably somewhere in the region of 1,200 miles, I'd say. And well, that has been over some pretty terrible terrain. I mean, nothing as dramatic as this, but as you may know, I live on a boat, and so that has led this bike to be ridden on some absolutely awful condition towpaths and, well, some very poor condition country lanes as well. And it's got to be said that, well, the first thing that I'm very impressed with is how the wheel rims have stayed true and they're still nice and round, which obviously is a very important thing on a bike. Something that I think is a testament to how well they've stood up to what has been a pretty hefty battering on some of these towpaths is the fact that, as you're probably familiar with on most road bikes, the brakes have very minimal clearance there to the wheel rim, and the fact that neither the front nor the back have had any rubbing on the brakes pretty much sums up how true and how straight they've stayed. So that's a huge thumbs up in their favour. And hopefully, as you can hear, or rather not hear, it is still very quiet while you're riding, which any good fixie should be. At the minute there is no back brake on because I've got it set up as a fixie, and so I'm using the brakes, well, the pedals as the brakes, and well, it's just generally a fantastic bike. Something as well, I'll just throw this in now, but people always ask me about paint chipping, and I'm not sure what the fascination with this is. You can see there's a few bits of paint missing along the top here, but I don't see why that's something to be surprised about. I mean, it's a bike that you're going riding out on, well, random country lanes and places that are full of chip-ins, and well, you never know really what you're going to be coming up against. I mean, leaning against things like this gate, for example, you're always going to have paint chips, so I don't think you can hold chipped paint against any bike manufacturer at all, really. So as we let that car go past, another thing on the general aesthetics, it's what we said, as you can see, I did go for quite the multicoloured, ridiculous colour setup. And well, as you can see here, I haven't washed it or set it up any particular way specially for you for this video, and this is just what it looks like obviously in general day-to-day use. And well, all the colours still nice and vibrant, and it looks pretty good to me. As you can see, obviously the wheel rims and that are still all good whatever colour they came, and the chain, the colour obviously came off the very inside, but when that is constantly being rubbed through two different cogs, what can you expect? Obviously on the outside though, you can see that it is still a nice shiny pink colour even with the oil on it. So yeah, I'm very impressed with that, just as a general aesthetic point. But when it comes to the general riding, especially when you've got it in fixed gear, which is how I've had it, I'd say probably 80% of the time. I did change it back to the freewheel side, which is just over there. I did change it back to there when I had a particularly long commute into work, but now I'm back to a relatively short 6-7 miles. It's a nice pleasant ride in, not too hilly, so I'm back on fixed gear side. You've got 44 teeth at the front and 16 at the back, which is a very good gearing. I mean, if you're on roads like this, like nice and smooth and, well, just generally flat as you can see, then I wouldn't want to change it to anything else. If you're intending on doing some quite hilly rides, which personally I do a lot of hilly rides, just trying to get in and out of town to wherever I'm moored up, it's got to be said then, obviously, only having one gear, you're going to find it a lot tougher going up some hills. But really, if you're not going up anything too steep, then it's not that challenging, I don't think. As you can see my shadow there, hello. But something that is a benefit that I've had on going to a single speed or fixed gear bike is that for the last 3 or 4 years I've been riding probably between 3,000 and 4,000 miles each year, so obviously I've built up a lot more stamina than I would have had if I'd have bought this bike, say, before the company even existed about 5 years ago. So obviously that's meant that obviously shifting to road bike from a mountain bike obviously makes it faster and easier to ride on roads anyway. And then, like I say, because of my general stamina that I built up in the previous near half decade, it's not too bad for me. I don't know whether I would say this is for everyone. In fact, I definitely wouldn't say that a fixed gear bike. If it's on single speed, then yeah, most people this should be fine for. But riding it as a fixie, I mean, still now it catches me out sometimes that I go to just leave me weight on the pedals and coast, and suddenly I'm being thrown up out of my seat, and in a wild moment of that terrible heart in mouth sort of sensation. So, as another car is coming, I think we're going to wrap this video up now. I'll say this, after 6 months, is now definitely firmly established as my favourite bike to date. Not to date, as in romantically, I just want to point that out. And yeah, I'm a huge fan. That's Mango Bikes, and well, as you can see, you can change the colours and customise it to however you want. And if you so wish, be as ridiculous and, I don't know, attention seeking as I was, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Absolutely fantastic, huge sort of interesting thumbs up. Till the next time, make sure you check out my other videos. I've got loads of biking stuff, loads of different bike reviews up. I've got loads of helmet, camera, bike riding commentaries and things like that, and an awful lot more planned. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Well, until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around soon. Farewell.